All right, hi guys. I'm looking over at the comments. Can you guys see and hear me now? We can't hear you. Okay, can.
Oh, check your microphone is on. Check that your microphone is on, Eddie.
When would it ever be? How do I turn it on or off? Yeah, it's red.
Click it if you're not seeing.
Yeah, it's on. We can. Oh, okay. You guys can see and hear me now.
There you go.
Oh, you guys are wonderful. Thanks. Oh my goodness gracious. I love technology, as I have always said before, because it's such an incredible way to unite us. But sometimes technology is confusing, and if you can't tell, I'm kind of dealing with a little bit of a cold. So I'm all set. I made sure that I have my nice warm tea, and I'll really try to enunciate my words in case you're having a bit of a difficult time hearing me. But as always, I want to check in and see who all is here and visiting us today. Oh, thank you all for being so lovely. And it's okay, don't worry. You're wonderful, thank you. And since we got started a little bit late, of course, we'll continue our lesson a little bit later as well, so that we make sure we get a full hour together. So with that, how is everyone? See, we have our usual wonderful Vivek, Rosa, Melinda, hello, so good to see you. Rosa Kari, good to see you again, my friend. Excellent. I hope everyone has been enjoying a good week. Of course, it's Tuesday morning where I am in Spokane, but what's kind of cool, and it is always kind of just like, wow, I always forget that, is that some of our viewers are already in tomorrow. They're already in the future. They're already in Wednesday. It's Tuesday here, but it's Wednesday where you are at. And once again, that just proves the power of technology, even if this morning technology was being a little bit difficult for me, but that is just fine. Oh, Vivek, I'm so glad to hear that. So good. Oh, hello, Rosa, you sweet girl. Oh, thank you, Melinda. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Well, I hope you guys have been enjoying our live stream sessions together. I know a lot of it has been focused on vocabulary, and as I was looking over the vocabulary list, it's over 50 words. With that, I want to get through, but especially at this level, so much of it is based on vocabulary. It's a lot of vocabulary and it's a lot of grammar. And in many ways, you really have to know one in order to know the other. What I mean by that is, if we're talking about count and uncount nouns, well, you need to be able to have examples of count and uncount nouns. And with that, you need to have the vocabulary for those examples. So you can see how really the vocabulary and the grammar work together. And so that's obviously why we've been spending a lot of time on both of them. But with that, I hope you've all been enjoying our weekly meetings with the wonderful Smrt Live. I certainly have, even though it means I have to wake up pretty early. Tuesday mornings are always exciting for me because it really does make me happy, and I really do enjoy coming to work when I'm the first one here. So again, I can get my coffee or get my tea, as I have today, since I'm just a little bit dealing with a little bit of a cold. So it's nice to be at work before everyone else. and have school to myself and be able to come, sit down, get ready, and then spend some time with all my incredible friends from all over the world. So with that said, I have certainly been enjoying our classes together. I hope you have as well. If you ever have any advice or additional input or any ways that you think that we can make class better, as always, my contention, and so there's a big fancy word for you when I say my contention. That just means like my opinion or my belief or what I hold to be true. My contention is that teachers are always, number one, here for students. It's not students are here for teachers. It's that teachers are here for students. So once more, with that in mind, if there's ever anything that you have as advice, or if there's a special subject that you think might be well covered, and if we had agreement in our discussion box over here, then that would be just fine with me. I always, again, want to make sure that I'm serving our Smrt Live students to the best of my ability. And with that ability today, once more, let me say I'm just kind of working with a cold. So I have my tea, and since I know my voice is a little bit stuffy, I'm really going to try to enunciate in an extra way today so that we can get through the lesson, that you can hear me clearly, and that we can continue on learning and enjoying the wonderful Smrt English. So with that, give me one moment, sip of tea, check the comment box. Nice, the French Leo. I agree with your contention, Abby. Great, and you would put a comma after contention. I agree with your contention, Abby. Perfect, very well done. I'm glad you agree with my contention, Leo. Oh, and Vivek, next week I will wear the glasses again, just for you. Absolutely. All right. Oh, we have a friend from Azerbaijan. Welcome, welcome. Yes. Hello, Shamar. Hello, Anwar. Wonderful. It's always so nice to see usual students, you guys that are so wonderful that are here every week. And then it's always additionally exciting to see new students that are coming and joining our class all together. To me, it's just so very, very cool to be able to, again, have friends and students from all over the world. And if you would ever like to come study in the United States, of course, Spokane and the Spokane College of English Language is always very excited to have wonderful new students and would welcome you with open arms. I will take you out for coffee or tea myself because, again, I think it would just be unreal. So unreal, not real. And that's kind of a hyperbole. So something that we say in excess. It would be unreal. Like it would be like a dream to have one of my Smrt Live students actually be able to come study in Spokane and be able to sit with me in class. That would be just a dream come true. So with that, always have an open invitation to come visit us in Spokane, Washington. But okay. Oh, Rosa, you're so sweet. We're addicted. Well, I hope only in the most positive, wonderful way available. All right, my friends, let us go ahead and we will pop over into today's lesson. So we're just going to be finishing up. Here we go. We're just going to be finishing up with our countable and uncountable nouns in our grammar. Excuse me. So just reviewing a few and a little. Oh, Sorry, I'm just looking at some. I should probably just teach like this sometimes because some of the comments that you guys have are just hilarious. All right, a few and a little. All right, so a few and a little, they have the opposite. So not the same, the opposite meaning of many and much. So with that, we use a few with countable nouns and a little with uncountable nouns. So our countable nouns, she only spent a few dollars. So it means she did not spend many. She did not spend that much money. She only spent a few dollars. We stayed there for a few hours, so that's countable. We can actually say exactly how long we stayed someplace at a party or at a dinner or at a picnic. We can say the exact amount of time. That's countable. We stayed there for a few hours. Do you have a few minutes to help me? Although we know that when people say, oh, do you have a few minutes to help me? And you say, yeah, I have a few minutes. Oftentimes it ends up being an hour or more when, wait, I thought it was just going to be a few minutes. But that's perfectly fine, and that's good, and that's okay, because it's nice to help friends, and it's nice to help people. So even if it's only supposed to be a few minutes, of course I will help you. All right. Conversely, so in the opposite way with uncountable nouns, she only spent a little money. Okay? So we don't know exactly how much. She just spent a small amount. Okay, versus a few dollars. A few dollars, we can actually count how much money she had before she started shopping and how much money she had afterwards. With uncountable, we just say she only spent a little bit of money. So it could be a couple dollars, so a couple, two, a few dollars, a few is three. Second example, we stayed there for a little while. So my little while might be an hour. Your little while might be a half an hour, okay? So it's a little bit more ambiguous. What ambiguous just means is not certain, not exact, and that would be, again, an example of uncountable nouns. So we stayed there for a little while. All right. And then the last one, do you have a little time to help me? Okay, so once more, this is probably more appropriate if someone wants you to maybe help move or help them go someplace. It's probably more than just a few minutes. Probably it'll be a little bit of time, in which case, do you have a little time to help me would probably be more appropriate. So give me one moment, gonna look over at our comment section. All right, Bajir, isn't little sometimes mean small? Absolutely, absolutely. So the question is, can't little sometimes mean small? That is absolutely correct. If we're talking the actual size of something, so this is a small coffee mug that I have my tea in today. But again, since I'm not feeling really well, I wish I had a big coffee mug, not just a little one, not just a small one, but a big coffee mug. So when we're talking about size, you are absolutely right that small and little, tiny, all of those words could be used as synonyms. And we know that synonyms are words that mean the same thing. So like cold or cool. My tea is cold. My tea is cool. Okay, we know that cold and cool can be used as synonyms. They can be used synonymously, meaning, of course, they can be used interchangeably or as the same word. And that is in the same way as your question, or was it your question, Fajir, that little and small, yes, a lot of times if we're talking about the size of something, they can be used synonymously. Really great question, my friend. All right. Good, good. Oh, hello, friend from India. Yes. Wonderful. And if I ever mispronounce your names, which of course I am wont to do, not I want to do, but if someone is wont to do something, WONT, that means it often happens that I'll mispronounce names. So please do not feel bad typing in, Miss Abby, you are not pronouncing my name correctly. This is how it should be pronounced. So, oh, Jihadu Islam, today is my first attempt. Welcome. We're very excited to have you. Very excited to have you. And hi, everyone from Mexico. Oh, where about in Mexico are you? This is, with the exception of Antarctica and maybe Australia, I wonder if we have viewers from literally every continent on the globe. That would be pretty amazing. That would definitely be very exciting for me. But speaking of excitement, we will continue on. So if you say few or a little without a in front of it, it means almost nothing or almost none. Yeah, this is just a quick review. He has little hair. So not like his hairs are actually tiny. It just means he has a little bit of hair. I have little energy. Okay, so that means almost none. Versus if you said I have a little bit of energy, then even that little bit means some. But if I have little energy, it means almost none. Okay, third example, there were few people in the theater. So barely anyone, almost no other people in the theater. And our last example, the good student made few mistakes on the test. So once more, few, almost none. Scrolling down, when we look to actually compare the differences, I have a little money means, yes, there is money. I have a little. I'm not saying if I only have a small amount or if I have a large amount. I'm just saying I have a little money, okay? And that is very different, completely different than I have little money. That means I really, honestly, only barely have any money. So I have a little money. Even that one vowel, A, I have a little money, completely changes it when we go to say, I have little money. And again, to make sure that everyone understands, it's not actually tiny doll size money. Okay, we're not talking about the actual size of the money. We're talking about the count. Okay, count versus uncountable nouns. I have little money. All right, continuing down, this very happy looking student here, that would be to my left, so your right side of the screen perhaps, I'm not sure. There are a few nice students in my class. So he's saying, yes, there's some nice students in my class. Looking over to the other example, and this poor little guy, there are few nice students in my class. So once more, we see how just with that one single vowel, that one single A, it completely changes the meaning. There are a few nice students in my class versus there are few nice students in my class. Completely different meaning. Now, of course, I would say there are a few nice students in my class. There are a few nice students in my class. They are absolutely wonderful. Oh, and let's see. All right, we have some Argentina, Brazil, so we got South America covered. I believe we saw someone from North Carolina, so we have North America covered. We have, oh, yay! Yes, good. All right, I know last week I mispronounced your name, my dear. Deary from Australia. Especially having my nose kind of stuffed up, it's really difficult to try to pronounce names. So we have Australia. Okay, so we have North America, South America, Australia, Malaysia. All right, so we have Asia. Oh, and Nepal. We have Asia covered. So Europe and Africa. Do we have anyone from Europe and Africa? From Ecuador. Okay, perfect. France. Oh, Fanny from France. Bonjour. Oh, that's right, the French Leo. French Leo, how could I forget? But of course, how would I know that you are? And your name could be the French Leo, but you could, of course, be studied somewhere else. So it looks like, and Winsome in Algeria. Oh, Rosa. Rosa from Italy. Buongiorno. Of course. I can't forget Italy. One of the absolute favorite places I have ever traveled. I spent collectively about 2 months in Italy, in your fair and most beautiful country. So, buongiorno. Excellent. Wow. Namaste. Absolutely. Morocco. Morocco is next on my list of places that I want to visit. Spain and Morocco and France. I want to go and start in France, backpack France, hop over to Spain, check out Portugal, and then hop over the Straits of Gibraltar and go down and see Morocco. So if and when I am able to do that, I'll let all you guys know, and we can meet and have tea or coffee. Can you guys not hear me? Okay, so it sounds like some of you guys can. Okay. Well, it sounds like some of our viewers can hear me, so that's good. Nora, yes, Nora, I would love to. We'll all go together. It'll be a big English learning Smrt, very live, not just live once a week for 1 hour. It'll be absolute Smrt live travel around the world, and it'll be fantastic. We'll go visit everyone in all continents. Except for Antarctica, probably. Unless there's someone here from Antarctica. All right, continuing on. All right, quantifiers as pronouns. Now, here's our rule with this, or what we need to know with quantifiers. We can use quantifiers like a lot, lots, much, many, a few, and a little as pronouns. Okay? What are pronouns? If I said Miss Abby teaches Smrt Live on Tuesday mornings. Miss Abby is going through our vocabulary list. Miss Abby is currently going through quantifiers. The pronoun would be, instead of saying Miss Abby, Miss Abby, Miss Abby, you could just say she. Once you establish that it's Miss Abby teaches Smrt English on Tuesday mornings. She, so she being the pronoun, instead of having to say my name all over again and saying it over and over, she is teaching us vocabulary. She is teaching us quantifiers. Okay, so that would be the pronoun. But we could also use the pronouns if the meaning is very clear. Now, if you don't quite understand that, not a problem. Let's look at the examples and hopefully it'll explain it. So, once more, we can use the quantifiers a lot, lots, much, many, a few, and a little as pronouns. This means we can use them in our sentences without nouns, okay? Without the nouns, if the meaning is clear. Well, how do we know if the meaning is clear? Let's look at our examples. Vancouver, Canada has a lot of rain, but Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, only has a little. So again, we can use a little as the quantifier, okay? And as the pronoun, instead of having to put rain again, because the meaning is clear. We already know what we're talking about. We already know what we're comparing between Canada and Saudi Arabia, and in particular, Vancouver, Canada, where it rains a lot, and Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, that only has a little rain. But you don't have to say rain. It's already clear. It's already made clear as the pronoun when we use a little as one of the qualifiers and as a pronoun. Okay? Jumping over to the second example, and then I'll check the comments if there's any questions or any more clarification you would like. Why are you so hungry? Because I didn't eat much today for breakfast or lunch. Okay? He doesn't have to say because I didn't eat much food. That's already clear. The meaning there is already clear. Why are you so hungry? Because I didn't eat much today for breakfast or lunch. Right? So once more, we can use qualifiers a lot, lots, much, many, a few, and a little as our pronouns, instead of having to repeat. Vancouver, Canada has a lot of rain, but Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, only has a little rain. We can take rain off because we already know what we're talking about, and we can use a little as our pronoun. Okay? So let that sink in for a minute, see if you have any questions, and with that, I will check over into the comment. All right. Why am I so hungry? Tom, go eat something. I don't know what time it is in whatever part of the world you are, but go get your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner or your afternoon tea or snack. Right? Is there any questions with those? Is there any questions with quantifiers, a lot, lots, many, much? Okay. All right. Then with that, okay, so here's a question. One question. Did you use a whole lot like English people? In our examples here, we don't have a whole lot. We just have a lot or lots, much, or many. But you could use a whole lot. Yes. Yes. That is absolutely correct. Who asked that? Who asked that wonderful question? The French, le Français. The French Leo. Wonderful. All right. Well, back to vocabulary, and we're almost done. Again, there was over 50 vocabulary words, and I debated whether just to skip them, but I really can't. I really feel that vocabulary is so important. And again, as we said, vocabulary and grammar absolutely intertwine, because if we're talking about countable versus uncountable nouns, Well, my goodness, a lot of our vocabulary is nouns. And so the more words you have, the more vocabulary you have, the more of those nouns that you know, the more it's going to broaden your speech and exactly what you can say. But of course, I want to know any of your opinions or your input. So yeah, Melinda, 50 vocabulary words. I know, it's a ton. It's a ton. All right. 50, 50. So we are on number 40. I'll try to go through the last 10 of these fairly quickly. So service. We see a very nice looking young man. He is in a suit, which will be one of our vocab words in just a couple words. So right now, as we're looking, this very nice young man, he's obviously in a very nice store. He's wearing a very nice suit, and he is ready to help you. He is the service, customer service. So our example is the service at the store is always very good. So again, if I'm walking into the store and I need to buy a pair of boots, which again was at the very beginning of our vocabulary list, the service at the store is very good. This gentleman here is ready to help me with whatever I would like to purchase and then take to, wait for it, here's another one of our vocabulary words. He would help me find the items that I am shopping for, like clothes or a jacket. And then if that was what I wanted to purchase or buy, then I would take it to the cashier. So service, okay? The service at this French restaurant is amazing, absolutely. Okay. Wonderful. Abdulaziz, I am at your service. I love it. Very good. Nice suit, buddy. Great sentence. Just remember it'd be nice suit, comma, buddy. Nice suit, buddy. All right, continuing on. Shape. So, a little bit ago when I believe it was the French Leo, or my apologies, I don't recall, but someone had the great question, is tiny and small, are they the same? Are they synonyms? Can they be used in the same way? And the example I gave is that, yes, they can. They can absolutely be used as synonyms. So once more, synonyms are words that mean the same thing. So my example was, today I have a little or a small coffee mug for my tea. And I think as I go to teach class today, I'm going to have to get a bigger coffee mug to hold all of my tea. So what I'm doing there is I'm explaining the shape, okay? The shape of something. I think this is a really great example because the shape of cars has changed so much since cars have been invented. And we have to realize that cars are a relatively new invention. What that simply means is that looking at the world history of how long people have been here, cars are only about this much on the whole line of human history. So we would say that they're relatively new, about 100 years old. But within that 100 years, cars have changed shapes so many times. What are some other things that you guys can think have changed shapes? So again, shape is like the style, or as with this car, it's very smooth, okay? It goes up into a very smooth window, goes down, back over to the wheels. What are some other things that you guys can think of that have dramatically, so in many ways, changed shape recently? Here's a little bit of a hint. Okay? Vivek, my phone has a beautiful shape. Okay? So, all right, can we say this girl has beautiful shape? Leo, you could say this girl has a beautiful shape. Okay? You could say a beautiful shape. Probably don't say it to her unless it's very, very clear that it's a compliment. Maybe something you just think to yourself. I noticed I'm not in good shape lately. Yeah, we use being in shape or staying in shape. We use that when we mean that we need to work out, we need to get healthy. Usually we think of if we are healthy, if we're in good shape, we're slim, okay, we're a little bit more trim. And I purposely use that word because coming up, that is one of our vocabulary words. So when we're talking about shape, like the shape of a car, we can also, in a slang way, use shape with ourselves. Like, I am not in good shape, or I would like to run more so that I can get in good shape. So really nice observation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shape can be used for hair? Yes, shape can absolutely be used for hair. If I went in and told the woman that cuts my hair, like, I would like my hair in more of a sleek, short, I would like a shorter shaped cut, okay? Maybe instead of long hair, I want to try, I think this shape, okay, just cut my hair to my chin. Then that would absolutely be an example of describing the shape that I want my hair. Yeah, great question. I can't remember. All right. Very good. So shape. What I was going to say is phones. So growing up, at least in America, most families at least when I was very little, we had one telephone, and in most households, it was in the kitchen, and it was on the kitchen wall, and you had a cord, okay? So you had a cord that you could only walk maybe like 5 feet away from the phone. That's as far as you could walk away with the cord, all right? And telephones were the old shape. And when you went to dial, you had to dial all the way around. And it wasn't until a few years later that instead of pulling the circle all the way around for each number, that you could just punch in the number. Well, then phones changed even more, so that now they can put phones in almost any room, and they're cordless. When cordless phones came out, about 20 years ago, that was really exciting because now you don't only have to stay within like 5 or 6 feet within the kitchen. Okay. I was a teenager at that time, so of course it was very important for me to be able to have my privacy when I'm talking with my friends and not have to be standing in the kitchen on the cord with the phone. So cordless phones came into existence, and most houses had cordless phones. Okay, the shapes of phones, the functions of phones changed so that now really, this is what's most common for a lot of people, certainly people in America. This is the most common shape of phone that you're going to see. So as we were talking about cars and cars changing shape, very much so within the last 100 years, phones have changed shape very much even within the last 10 years. So. Oh, good, Nora. Nora said cordless, a cool new word. Yes, cordless, without cord. So these are cordless phones. again, so I don't know, Nora, if you remember, or maybe you've seen pictures of phones that used to have the wraparound cord, and you'd have to pull them so that you could try to get a little bit of distance, but you really were tethered, and tethered just means tied to that phone. So continuing on, shape. So the shape of cars, of cell phones, they have changed a lot. This car has a very strange shape, but I kind of like it. All right, shop. Now we know that shop can be a verb, like I want to go shop, or shop in our form is a noun. It's a place, okay? It's a shop. So a shop is, you guessed it because you guys are so smart, where you would go shopping, okay? And so shops, there's any number of shops. This is different than a department store because shops usually have one specific kind of merchandise, so kind of goods that they sell. So here in Spokane, there are some very nice shops and restaurants in Spokane, especially downtown. One shop, might only sell purses or handbags. One shop might only sell certain brands. There's another one of our vocabulary words. Like downtown Spokane, just a couple blocks from school here, is the Apple store. So that shop only sells Apple brands. There is another shop that I always love going into that has ethnic and original foods from all over the world. So shops as a noun, a place where you do go shopping, it's like a little store. And most times you will find shops. This is a great picture, a great example. It looks like it's probably downtown someplace. Not Spokane, although Spokane looks very similar. We have a wonderful downtown shopping district, but you can see the little shops here that are available. And once more, that's different than a department store because a department store has different departments where they would have one department for just purses or just shoes versus shops. The shop would be just purses or just shoes or just clothes. So let me see if we have any questions over here. Good. A shop is a single seller, or we would say retailer. A shop is a single seller and a market has many sellers. Yes, I think that's exactly right. So a shop would be owned by one person, or it might be two people that share owning a shop, versus a market. When you go into a market, there's lots and lots and lots of shops. I was in Istanbul a couple of years ago and went to the Grand Bazaar, which is the world's largest market and as well as being the world's oldest market. I believe it's something like 5,000 years old and has around 5,000 different shops. So of course I was not able to see hardly any of them just being there one day, being in the Grand Bazaar one day. But that's a perfect example that the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul is the world's largest market because it has so many shops. And a lot of times, like, shops might be family owned, so the mother and father own the shop, but of course the children work there and help out with the family. Really good example there. All right. Oh, boutique. Good. Boutique is a French word, of course, but it's a word that we also use in English because here's a little secret. The English language, we borrow We borrow a lot of words from other languages and then we assimilate them or we use them in our own. Boutique is a perfect example of that. And so a boutique, as I understand it, as we use it, is more of a little specialty shop. Okay? You wouldn't go to a boutique to buy bananas or apples. You would go to a boutique to maybe buy fine perfume or fine linens. But absolutely, boutique is a French word meaning like a little, as I understand it, or how we have adopted it in English, boutique meaning like a little store, a little specialty shop. So a shop that has a very specific things to offer, usually, again, luxury like perfume, fine linens, things of that nature. Let me double check over if that's correct. Oh, that's true. Yeah, boutique is absolutely used in the Italian language. Yes, since both French and Italian are Romance languages. Good. All right, continuing on. Skirt. So we have a picture of a skirt right here. Margot loves to wear long skirts in the summer. Last week, I told you that I am very tall, and so finding trousers or pants that are long enough for me is very difficult. So with that, instead, I myself end up wearing a lot of skirts or a lot of dresses. So here's a perfect example, perfect picture of a skirt. It is, of course, a type or article, rather, of clothing, and it is what you see this woman wearing here. Very popular, of course, in the warmer months of the year. All right. Good. Some really good comments over in the live chat, you guys. I love seeing your comments back and forth. And you guys really do have so many insightful and good comments, and a lot of really funny ones as well. Okay? Slice. Let's get a slice of pizza. So a slice is a noun, and it's just, with our example, a slice of pizza. So we know, and this is how pizza is presented in Canada and in the United States, because my wonderful Italian friends and students, I know that traditional Italian pizza is very, very different than the pizza that we have in North America, and the pizza that we have adopted from you is very different than traditional Italian pizza. So maybe we'll use cake or pie as a better example. So if I have a cake or a pie and I just cut and take a little bit, I took a little slice of it. So if you can imagine you're having a birthday party and there's a large cake and you have 20 people there, so you cut it up into 20 little sections. Those little sections, we would call those slices. So then you would offer someone, would you like a slice of cake? All right, looking over. Slice of pizza or a piece of pizza? Yes, Melinda, absolutely. A slice of pizza or a piece of pizza can absolutely be used interchangeably. Would you like a piece of cake? Would you like a slice of cake? Yes, absolutely. Those could be used the same. Really nice job with that. Slices of ham, slices of turkey, okay? Whatever you would actually take a knife and slice off. Okay, so slice off, remove from the whole. So if I had a turkey, okay, or a chicken, and then I had cooked it and I was going to share, I would say, would you like a slice of chicken, or would you like a piece of chicken? And I could remove it from the whole, then that would be the slice. Just like again, with pizza or cake. I've cut a little bit from the whole at large, and I could say, would you like a slice? Would you like a piece? Really great job. Really great job catching that, Melinda. Vivek, your comments really making you. Oh, Rosa, I'll send you real Italian pizza. Yes, yes. Made by me, if you like. Yes, I do like. I would love real Italian pizza. When I was in Italy, I had authentic Italian pizza, and I was like, this is so much better than anything we have in America. Like, America's pizza is so totally different. Yes, mwah. Italian food is just fantastic. So yes, my dear friend, I would love pizza from you. All right, continuing on. Wait, what, Vivek? Vivek, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to reject your offer, Vivek. Anytime there's food involved and really good food involved from all around the world, I absolutely love trying new cultures and new cuisine. So cuisine just means food. And cuisine usually means more like the food from a specific place. Okay, rather than just food at large. So no, Vivek, I didn't mean to dismiss your comment. I absolutely would love anything that you wonderful students are offering. But let's continue on. Let's see if we can get through a little bit more of our vocabulary. Slim. Okay, so slim, the dress is slim on me, but it's a little big on you. So slim is just like thin, how something fits. If a dress is slim on one person, but a little big on the other person, then it means that the first person, they might have a bigger stature, and so the dress fits a little bit tighter, so it's not as slim versus it's big on you. So when we were talking about skirts, a skirt could be slim on one person, but a little big on someone else. Okay? Okay. All right. Soap. All right, here. Actually brought an example of soap. Now, we know that soap can come in many different forms. Soap can come in the hand pump form, the bar of soap. So we say soap in general because we know you use a certain kind of soap to wash your dishes or wash even like your food. If you bought food from the market and it's dusty or has dirt on it, you would want to wash that with soap. We use soap, again, we use soap in general, soap to wash our dishes, soap to wash our food if needed, soap to wash our hands, soap to wash our hair, we would usually call shampoo, soap to wash our cars that you would get a bucket. Man, I'm using all these other past vocabulary words. Good job, me. So soap that you would put in a bucket to wash your car. So soap, and of course that is a noun. And then sponge. A lot of times you would put your soap on a sponge. Okay? As is example with this picture, I use a sponge for cleaning the bathroom. And then you might want to throw it away or really make sure that you use a lot of soap to make it clean. But I know here at SCEL, we have a wonderful little kitchen where students can make food and they can sit around and enjoy their lunch, or some even come early enough to eat breakfast here. And then we have our little sink area. And so I just borrowed the soap and the sponge from our kitchen area over at SCEL. 1 second, I'm going to check over in the comment box. Oh, Oh, is there a phrase called soap opera? So yes, so deep. Soap opera is a type of TV show, and I used to know the reason they were called soap operas, but again, you'll have to forgive me. I'm kind of dealing with a cold today, and as we know, sometimes when you're kind of feeling not as well as you usually are, it's things that you would normally remember, somehow you just can't remember. So I know that I used to know the reason they were called soap operas, but soap operas are a type of TV show, very popular in America, popular, I know, in England, and I believe Australia as well have soap operas, and they're just ongoing dramas, usually a lot of romance. They're just ongoing dramas and romance in the form of a TV show. All right. All right. Good. Continuing on. We're almost done. Suit. Okay. So a suit is a noun, and here's the perfect example. If we remember back a few slides for our word service, the gentleman that was at the store offering service, he was wearing a suit. It even looked as if perhaps he worked in a shop that only sold suits. But it is, again, of course, a noun, and it is what we see this gentleman wearing. Now, women can wear suits, but we would usually say like a woman's suit. And usually, not always. Certainly, I have both. A woman's suit, instead of pants or slacks, might have a nice business length skirt. So women can wear suits as well, but generally and historically, it would be a piece or articles of clothing that a man would wear, and it includes both the jacket and the pants. Okay, to be a full suit. So it's something that's considered more formal than just everyday business wear. So certainly attorneys, lawyers, people that work in trade like Wall Street or whatnot, they would most often wear suits. Usually teachers were a bit more informal, and so we don't have to wear suits, thankfully. But this is what a suit looks like. Again, it's a noun, and it's just articles of clothing put together, and you always want a suit to match. Okay, so both the jacket and the pants together, that would make up a suit. Traditionally, it was only worn by men, but as more and more women have come into the work field, women can definitely wear suits as well. And with that, a woman's suit would either have slacks or pants. So slacks are nice pants, or it would have a nice, good length on a skirt. Okay, so all right, looking over here. Good, we're almost done. Supermarket. So this is not only a market, but it's a supermarket. So at a supermarket, one good question. What is the difference between a suit and a tuxedo? Great question, Yazin. The difference between a suit and a tuxedo is that a tuxedo is a very, very, very the most fancy type of suit. So a regular suit, they're usually black, gray, brown, dark blue. Okay, as we saw in this image. Whereas a tuxedo, is much more formal. Let's see if I can pull it up. There we go. So tuxedo is much more formal than just a regular suit. This would usually be what what traditionally, at least in America, men get married. When men get married, they can certainly wear a suit, but if they're going very traditional, they would wear a tuxedo. So that would be the tuxedo. Really great question. Really great question. All right. So supermarket. At a supermarket's kind of like a department store, where a department store is a store that has many different departments, so you can buy almost anything you need there. It's the same way with a supermarket. It's a market, but it's only food, okay? So don't get that confused, because I know that markets, certainly all around the world, and even in America, of course, there can be a lot of different types of shops or places within markets. But supermarkets are only food, but you can buy, instead of just having the choice between 2 types of apples, you could have the choice between 10 types of apples in a supermarket. So just that super, okay, in front of the market makes it that much bigger. Okay, so you can think of it, it's a huge market. It offers lots and lots and lots of different options and different types of food. Okay, and sweater. It's not really cold out, so you don't need to wear a jacket. Remember, a jacket or a coat. Just wear a sweater. So a sweater, what this gentleman is wearing, it's something that's knit. Okay, it's an article of clothing. Both men and women would wear it. And you wear a sweater if you were wearing it outside when it's not quite warm enough to go without sleeves, but still cold enough that you need something to cover up. So here's our illustration and our example of a sweater. All right, looking over. So as promised, since we got started late, we're going a little bit later, but I do need to get to class, and my wonderful students that I'm so blessed and so lucky to have here in Spokane, which, as always, if you would like to come study in the United States and you enjoy Smrt English, which I think is just such a fantastic way to learn and platform for learning, then of course, as always, as we will always, we would invite you to SCEL, Spokane College of English Language. But with that, I need to get to my class and welcome my wonderful students for this morning. And I want to say thank you so much for all. I think we were close. I think we did get all. We didn't have anyone from Antarctica, which understandably so. But I think other than that, we got viewers and friends and students from all over the world, literally including every single continent. And for me, that's pretty cool. So thank you so much. Again, I hope I've been not that difficult to understand. I've been trying to enunciate, and I'm going to go get some more tea. This is a small cup. This is a tiny cup in shape, and I need a bigger one. So I'm gonna go get that, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, day, and I will see you here again next Tuesday for more Smrt English. Thanks so much. Oh, and I have to say, I just looked down to my Italian, to my wonderful Italian students. I actually got this bracelet. In Lake Como. So one of my treasures from around the world, and beautiful time and just amazing Lake Como. Would love to go back there again. And we could have some pizza. All right, thanks guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you again soon.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel. Also, if you want the full experience of being a student in a Smrt Live class with things like homework and teacher feedback, follow the link and become a premium subscriber. Also, if you want to see more videos from this class, check out our playlist.